Okay, this is now the MLO. The Republic Act 8 number 8495, an act regulating the practice of mechanical engineering in the Philippines. So, i-read ko sa inyo yung mga nakalagay doon sa Republic Act 8495. Hindi mahaba. So, be it itong start, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the Philippines in Congress Assembled. So article number 1 is the title, State of Policy, the definition of terms. The section 1, dun dito sa Public Act, this act shall be known as the Philippine Mechanical Engineering Act of 1998. Section 2, the statement of the policy. So the state recognizes the importance of mechanical engineers in nation building and development. Their talents through sustainable human development shall be promoted. Thus, the state shall develop and nurture competent, virtuous, productive, and well-rounded mechanical engineers whose standard of professional practice and service shall be excellent, qualitative, world-class, and global, be competitive through regulatory measures, programs, and activities. So, kaya kahit tinuturo ng ayos. Kailangan mag-concentrate kayo sa pinamaging mechanical kasi ayan nga, competent. So, definition of terms, section 3. As used in this act, the following terms shall mean as follows. So, ito yung mga definition. So, A, what is, anong ibig sabihin ng practice of mechanical engineering? So, a person shall be deemed to be practicing mechanical engineering or rendering mechanical engineering service within the meaning and intent of this act when he performs the following. 1. Consultation, valuation, investigation, and management services requiring mechanical engineering knowledge. This is for practicing mechanical engineers, hindi po yung professional na iba pang scope, pero ito sa lahat to. So may kita mamaya, may kita may difference mo. Professional mechanical engineer saka quality. Number 2, engineering design. Preparation of plans, specification, and project studies, or estimates for mechanical equipment, machinery, or processes of any mechanical works, projects, or plans. Estimates. 3. Management or supervision of the erection, installation, alteration, testing, and commissioning of mechanical equipment, machinery, or processes of mechanical works, project, or plans. Kaya pag trabaho kayo, yan ang magiging. Yung iba dyan, yung magiging trabaho nyo. Yung iba is sa professional na yan. 4. Management, supervision, operation, tending, or maintenance of any mechanical equipment, maintenance of processes in mechanical work, projects, or plan. Okay? At na yan, kasama yung operation. Bakit yung operator ako? At least yung starting point. Tapos magiging supervisor ka, magiging management. 5. Management or supervision of the manufacture, sale, supply, or distribution of mechanical equipment parts or components. Yung mga sales engineer. Yan, sale yan. Pwede ka dyan. Nagbibenta din mo mga aircon, yun, mga salesman, sales engineer tawag ka. 6. Teaching of mechanical engineering professional subject in government recognized and affiliated engineering school. Yan, pwede ka magturo. Maraming professional subject is yung power plant. That is for professional mechanical engineers. So yung mga thermo, yan, so thermo mechanics, for digital mechanical engineers, so pwede ka magturo po. 7. Employment in government as a professional mechanical engineer, registered mechanical engineer, or certified plant mechanic, if the nature and character of this work is in line with this profession requiring professional knowledge of the science of mechanical engineering. B. Mechanical equipment or machinery. Ano yung ibig sabihin niya? That includes prime movers such as steam engines and turbines, internal combustion engines and gas engines and turbines, Steam generators such as boiler, furnaces, heat exchangers such as cooling towers, kiln and dryers, coolers, and heaters. Material handling equipment, kaya tinuturo, such as pump, cranes, conveyor, hoist, elevators, escalators, mechanized dumbwaiters, moving ramps, and walkways. Heating and conditioning, ventilating, and refrigeration equipment and machinery, including compressors and centrifugal fans, mechanical pollution abatement and environmental control system, mga dust collector, diba? Piping system with a working pressure of not less than 70 kilopascal. Mga piping. Pero kasing less than yan, yung sa plumbing, yung managing, walang pressure, yung kasing ladies lang yan. So, kung ang pressure mo lumampas ng 70 kilopascal, so, mechanical na yan. Paired and unpaired pressure vessel, venting machine, mechanical working machine for metallic and non-metallic materials and other mechanical equipment and machinery, whether installed on land, underground, or on board watercraft. C. Mechanical processes. So next naman is yung mechanical processes, works, projects, or plant. Ano ibig sabihin naman yan? These will include steam plants, thermal plants, thermal plants, nuclear plants, ocean thermal and energy conservation or OTEC plants, internal combustion plants, hydraulic plants, pumping plants, compressed gas plant, all kinds of mills, shops, factories, shipyards, viaducts, heating, air conditioning, ventilating, and refrigeration plant containing any mechanical equipment, machinery, or process deriving power from steam, fossil fuels, wind, air, gas, water, solar heat, nuclear energy, ocean waves and tides, or other energy sources. D. What is now the capacity of process work, projects, or plant rated capacity in kilowatts of mechanical works. Projects or plants for the purpose of this act shall be the total kilowatt rating of all engine, motors, boiler, turbines, or other prime movers installed for use in such work, projects, or plant, whether in operation or not, their capacity. Maandar siya o hindi. And without regard to the number of capacities of the mechanical equipment, machinery, or processes receiving power from or intended to be driven by such prime mover. So, mas mataas kasi itong capacity kaysa doon sa in-operate mo. Kahit may yung reserve mo, ilagdag mo yun. Siya ang capacity na. Article 2. Ito yung Board of Mechanical Engineering. So, PLC, papasok yung tayong kanya-kanya yan. Meron sa civil engineering, may mga board dyan, mechanical, atin, electrical, may kanya-kanyang board. So, ito yung composition ng Board of Mechanical Engineering. So, Section 4, creation and composition of the Board of Mechanical Engineering. So, there is hereby created a Board of Mechanical Engineering, thereafter called the Board, to be composed of the chairman. So, 2 members to be appointed by President of the Philippines from a list of 3 recommend for each position. Choose set rank in the order of preference and submitted by the Professional Regulation Commission, hereinafter referred to as the Commission. From a list of 5 nominees submitted by the duly accredited Association of Mechanical Engineers in the Philippines. The board shall be organized not later than 6 months from the activity of this act. Mamaya na activity. So ito, submitted by the duly accredited Association of Mechanical Engineers. Sa ngayon, yung PSAP. Section 5, qualification of members of the board. Kung gusto mong pagtagal-tagalan ka ng masipag ka sa ano, ito yung mga qualification. A member of the board shall, at the time of this appointment, possess the following qualifications. A. Natural born citizen and resident of the Philippines. B. Must be at least 35 years of age. So, pwede ka 13 years. 15 years, pwede ka na. Kasi masipag ka. Nasa high position. C. Holder of the bachelor degree of science in mechanical engineering or its equivalent. conferred by a school, academy, college, or university in the Philippines or abroad that is accredited by the Commission on Higher Education, CHED. Letter D, a professional mechanical engineer with a valid professional license and an active practitioner as such for not less than 10 years prior to his appointment. So, dapat PME niya, a professional mechanical engineer. Letter E, must not, for a period of 3 consecutive years prior to appointment, be a member of the faculty of any school, academy, institute, college, or university where a regular course in mechanical engineering is being taught, nor have pecuniary interest in or administrative supervision over any such institution of learning. Hindi ka involved sa isang school. Group F must not, for a period of 3 consecutive years prior to appointment, be connected with a review center, with any group or association with the review classes or lectures and preparation for the licensure examination are offered or conducted at the time of appointment. And G has never been convicted of any offense involving moral turpitude. Section 6, term of office. A member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years from the date of his appointment or until his successor shall have qualified and duly appointed, unless, however, that such incumbent member has been reappointed for another 3 years term. No member of the board shall serve for more than 2 regular terms. Now, any vacancy occurring within the term of a member due to resignation, conviction of any kind, disability of death shall be filled by appointment by the President of the Philippines. And such member appointed shall serve for the unexpired portion of the term vacated without prejudice to serve for a maximum of 2 full terms. If the appointee comes from the Conmem Board, he shall serve a remaining vacated term in addition to the previous year he had already served and shall be qualified for reappointment in his new position, provided his aggregate number of years of service shall not exceed 2 regular 4 terms. Each member of the board shall take his oath of office prior to official performance of his duties. Section 7. Compensation and allowances of the board members. The chairman and members of the board shall receive compensation and allowances comparable to the compensation and allowances being reserved by the chairman, and members of the existing regulatory boards in the commission, and as may be provided for the General Appropriations Act. Number 8, Section 8. Supervision of the board, custodian of its record, secretariat, and support services. The board shall be under the general supervision of the commission. Hawak siya ng PRC. All records of the board, including applications for examination, examination papers, and results, minutes of deliberation, administrative cases, and other investigative cases involving the profession, shall be kept by the commission. The commission shall designate the secretary of the board and shall provide the secretariat and other support services to implement the provision of this act. Section 9. Power and duties of the board. Ano ginagawa nun? The board shall exercise the following specific powers, function, duties, and responsibilities. A. To promulgate and adopt the rules and regulations necessary for carrying out the provision of this act. B. To supervise the registration, licensure, and practice of mechanical engineers in the Philippines. Letter C. To administer oaths in connection with the successful examinees entering the practice of mechanical engineering. So sila magbibigay ng oath. D. To issue the certificate of registration to successful examinees. E. To issue, suspend, and/or revoke after due process certificate of registration and issue, cancel, and suspend professional license or cancel the special permit for the practice of mechanical engineering for causes provided by law. F. To adopt an official seal of the board. G. To look into the conditions affecting the practice of mechanical engineering profession and whenever necessary, adopt such measure as may be deemed proper for the enhancement and maintenance of high professional and ethical standards of the profession. Letter H, to describe and or adopt a code of ethical and professional standard for the practice of the mechanical engineering profession. So yun yung topic natin. I, to hear and try administrative cases involving violation of this act. It's implementing rules and regulations, the Code of Ethics for Mechanical Engineers, and on the purpose to issue subpoena and subpoena to JISTICOM to secure the appearance of witnesses and production of documents in connection with the rule. IRR, implementing rules and regulations, mas makakapal yun, mas detailed, kasi in-explain na ito bawat isa. J, prescribe guidelines in the continuing professional education program, CPE or CPD na ngayon, in coordination with the Accredited Association of the Mechanical Engineers. K, prepare, adapt, issue, or amend the syllabi of the subject for examination. L, approve, issue, limit, or revoke temporary license to practice mechanical engineering. And M, discharge as other duties and functions as may be deemed necessary for the enhancement of mechanical engineering profession and the upgrading, development, and growth of mechanical engineering education in the Philippines. Section 10. Annual report. The board shall, at the close of each calendar year, submit an annual report to the President of the Philippines through the Professional Regulation Commissions, giving a detailed account of its proceeding and accomplishment during the year, and making recommendations for the adoption of measures that will upgrade and improve the conditions affecting the practice of mechanical engineering in the Philippines. Section 11, removal of board member. The President, upon recommendation of the Commission, may remove any member of the board on the following grounds: neglect of duty or incompetence, violation or tolerance of the violation of this act or the Code of Ethics for Mechanical Engineering, final judgment of crimes involving moral turpitude after having given the member an opportunity to be heard and or defend himself in a proper administrative investigation. Article 3, examination, registration, and license. Malapit na ka mag-exam. So, Section 12, examination required. All applicants for registration for the practice of mechanical engineering shall be required to undergo and pass a written technical examination as provided for this act. So, puno tayo, Section 13, categories. Certificates of registration for the practice of mechanical engineering shall be of 3 categories in order of the rank as follows. Merong professional mechanical engineer, high. B, mechanical engineer. Yung pag nagpalhado kayo, magiging mechanical engineer. C, certified tank mechanic. So that is other for schooling. So, hindi yan sa inyo. Kung sa electrical, merong master electrician, meron naman tayong certified tank mechanic operators. Section 14, qualification of applicants for professional mechanical engineers after 4 years, 4 years yun. Any applicant to the professional mechanical engineering examination must, at the time of filing of this application, establish to the satisfaction of the board that A, he is a citizen of the Philippines. B, he must not have been convicted by a court of law of a crime involving moral turpitude. C, he has a valid certificate of registration and he is a registered mechanical engineer and a holder of valid professional license. The professional license as a license ng mechanical engineer. D, he has graduated from an engineering school or college of recognized standing after completing an approved course in mechanical engineering. Kaya di ba yung papaarami yan sa mga-placer kasi dapat standing mo maganda yung college. E, he has a specific record of a total of 4 years or more of active mechanical engineering practice reckoned from the time he registered a mechanical engineering practice. And F, he is competent to practice as attested to by at least 2 professional mechanical engineers. So meron ayan, certification, recommendation ng 2 professional mechanical engineer. After 4 years, kung gusto mo na, kung malakas ng loob mo, pasok ka ng professional mechanical engineer sa ang dalawa. So, mag-oral defense ka lang report mo. Qualification of applicants for mechanical engineer. Any person applying for examination and for a certificate of registration as mechanical engineer shall, prior to the admission to the examination, establish to the satisfaction of the board that A, he is a citizen of the Philippines, B, he must not have been convicted by a court of law of a crime involving moral turpitude. Letter C, or he holds the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering from a university, school, college, academy, or institute duly constituted and recognized as such by the government. Section 16. Qualification of applicants for certified plant mechanic. Any person applying for examination for certificate of registration as certified plant mechanic shall establish to the satisfaction of the board that A, he must not be convicted by a court of law of a crime involving moral turpitude. B, he has graduated from a vocational or trade school duly recognized by the government after completing an approved course of not less than 2 years in stationary or power plant engineering or mechanical plant operation. C, he has a specific record of additional 1 year or more of active practice in mechanical plant operation of such character as indicated in an affidavit of a registered professional mechanical engineer and likewise established to the satisfaction of the board that the applicant is competent to undertake the operation, tending and maintenance of mechanical work, projects or plant of not less than 100 kilowatt. Section 17, scope of examination. Ito yung alamin nyo. So the scope of examination and methods procedure shall be prescribed by the board with special reference to the applicant. Ability to perform the type of engineering work pertaining to the particular category he is to be registered in. A, for professional mechanical engineer, so the granting of professional mechanical engineering certificate of registration shall be testimonial in nature, which shall include the submission of an enumeration of the applicant. Ito, experience, including the presentation of an engineering report, technical paper, pertinent to his line of experience, attested to by 2 or more professional mechanical engineer in an affidavit for this purpose. Letter B, so sa inyo naman, mechanical engineer, the applicant shall pass a written examination on different subject or group of subjects prescribed by the board and within the syllabi preferred by the board with emphasis on power plant and industrial plant engineering, mathematics, engineering economics, economic analysis, laws, and ethics and machine design. The subjects in which the applicant for mechanical engineering shall be examined are, so number 1, siyempre yung machine design, materials, shop practice, yan yung isang grupo niya. Number 2, industrial and power plant engineering, second group. Number 3, mathematics, engineering, economics, and basic engineering sciences. Yan yung physics, pure mechanics, stake of materials, ito lahat yun. Sa basic engineering sciences. C, a certified plant mechanic, the examination for certified plant mechanic may be written or oral on subject matter based on the following submitted statement of experience. 1, so elements of power plant engine machinery. 2, elements of industrial plant machinery. And 3, shop machinery and practice. Subject to the approval of the commission, the board may amend or revise the subject, the syllabi, passing average, and the system and procedure in the license or examination for the practice of mechanical engineering and the corresponding weight, pursuant to implementing rules and regulations issued for this purpose. The same subjects and their syllabi may be amended by the board so as to conform to technological changes brought about by the continuing trends in the profession. Ratings, Section 18. To pass the examination, a candidate for a professional mechanical engineer, a certified plant mechanic must obtain an average of 70% on all subjects, with no rating below 50% in any of the subjects. So, kaya pag nag-49.999 ka, isang subject, out ka na. Mas mahigpit. Di ba? Mas mahigpit. Kaya, tapos ang mag-train na. Di yung pakikiusap. Tatawag ka sa promotion, pwede pa sa second chance. So, hindi yan pwede sa board exam. Mas malupit doon. Section 20, examination. An applicant who fails to pass the examination for a third time shall be allowed to take another examination only after the lapse of 1 year. Palipas ka muna. Section 19, ayan, baliktad. Report of rating. The board shall submit to the commission the rating obtained by each candidate within 15 days after the examination, unless extended for just cause. So, this within. Kaya minsan, 2 days lang, release na, 2 to 4 days. Pag tumagal na, so mag-revision up na yung board. Section 21, so all successful candidates in the examination shall be required to take an oath of profession before the board of any government official authorized to administer oath prior to entering upon the practice of mechanical engineering. Section 22, issuance of certificates of registration and professional license. Upon payment of the registration fee as established by the Commission, the board shall issue a certificate of registration to any applicant who has met all the requirements specified in this Act for particular category he is registering in. All certificates of registration shall indicate the full name of the registrant, signed by all the members of the board and the Commission, and affixed with the official seal of the Commission. The issuance of the certificate of registration by the board to a registrant is evidence that the person named therein is entitled to all the privileges of a registered and licensed professional mechanical engineer. So, mechanical engineer or certified plant mechanic, as the case may be, for as long as said certificate remains valid. So, professional license bearing the registration number. Ito naman, a professional license bearing the registration number, date of issuance, expiry date, and duly signed by the chairman of the board shall likewise be issued to every registrant. Ito yung lisensya, provided that professional fees have been paid. No person shall practice mechanical engineering in this country unless such person have secured a license to practice mechanical engineering in the manner herein provided. A licensee is entitled to practice the profession when all the privileges appertinent thereto until the expiration of the validity of this license. Subject to the approval of the Commission, certificates of specialty shall be issued by the board. Subject to the approval of the Commission, 2 professional mechanical engineers who have been screened and recommended by the Accredited Mechanical Engineering Association. These are for specific fields in which applicants have special knowledge, training, and experience, and have documented their competence and expertise. The board shall, subject to the approval of the Commission, and after consultation with the said association concerned, prescribe and issue the necessary guidelines for the issuance of this certificate. Section 23, integrated and accreditation of mechanical engineers. An integrated peer organization of mechanical engineers shall be created and accredited by the Board of Mechanical Engineering and the Professional Regulation Commission. For now, meron tayong Philippine Society of Mechanical Engineers, yan yung accredited sa ngayon. All persons whose names now appear in the roll of professional mechanical engineers, and certified non-mechanics under the custody of the Board of Commission, or those who may thereafter be included therein upon registration and payment of the required fees shall automatically become members of the integrated and accredited organization of mechanical engineers. The integration of the mechanical engineering professionals shall not be a bar to the formation of voluntary organization of mechanical engineers, which may coexist with the integrated and accredited organization of mechanical engineers and other affiliated organization of mechanical engineers. The board, subject to the approval by the commission and after consultation with the existing accredited organization of mechanical engineers and other affiliated organization of mechanical engineers, and if possible, with a substantial number of mechanical engineers who are non-organization members, shall provide the guidelines and mechanism for the establishment and creation, continued supervision of the integrated and accredited organization of mechanical engineering. The registered and licensed engineer and certified mechanic shall receive the benefits and privileges appertaining to the membership in duly integrated and accredited mechanical engineering association only upon payment of the required fees and dues. Section 24, Seal of a Professional Mechanical Engineer. So, tandaan niyo, ito yung ang laman. A professional mechanical engineer shall, upon registration, obtain a seal of such design prescribed by the board, bearing the registrant's name, the certificate number, and the legend professional mechanical engineer. So, ito yung mga ginagawa. Designs, plans, specification, project feasibility studies, appraisals, recommendations, technical reports, proposals, and other professional documents involving mechanical equipment, works, projects, or plans shall be stamped on every sheet with said seal of registrant when filed with government authorities or when submitted for use professionally. So yan yung mga nalagyan ng seal yan. Provided that it shall be submitted for use, provided that it shall be unlawful for anyone to stamp or seal any document with the same seal after the certificate shall have been revoked or cancelled. So, pag inansel yung ano mo, hindi ka na pwede. Section 25, non-issuance of certificates for certain grounds. Ito yung mga dahilan bakit di ka ma-issuean. The board shall not issue a certificate of registration to any person convicted by court of competent jurisdiction of any crime involving moral turpitude or immoral or dishonorable conduct, or any person of unsound mind declared by a court of competent jurisdiction, furnishing the party concerned a written statement containing the reason for such action, which statement shall be incorporated in the records of the board. Revocation and suspension of certificate, section 26, or this license. The board shall have the power upon proper notice and hearing to suspend or revoke any certificate of registration of any registrant for any cause specified in the preceding section, or for the use in whatever way of any fraud or deceit in obtaining a certificate of registration, or for gross negligence or incompetence, or for unprofessional or dishonorable conduct, or for violation of the Code of Ethics for mechanical engineers and certified mechanics, provided that the action of the board shall be subject to appeal to the commission within 15 days from notice, whose decision on the matter shall be final. After 15 days. Section 27. Grounds. The board shall have the power upon due notice and hearing to revoke or suspend the license of mechanical engineers. Yung grounds for suspension and revocation of license, ito sa certificate ka na to. So, of mechanical engineers or to cancel a temporary special permit for any cause specified in the preceding sections, including but not limited to the use or perpetuation of any fraud or deceit in obtaining a certificate of registration, or for incompetence, negligence, or for abatement of the illegal practice of mechanical engineering. Violation of the provision of this act, its implementing rules, regulations, and all violation of policies of the board, including the Code of Ethics for Mechanical Engineering. Provided, however, that such action of the board shall be subject to appeal without prejudice to the right of the aggrieved party to apply with the proper regional higher court for appropriate relief. Sabihin mo lang apply. Section 28, reinstatement and replacement of certificate. The board, upon application and provision of equity and justice, may reinstate the validity of a revoked certificate of registration and professional license upon payment of the required fees at least 2 years after revocation. A new certificate of registration to replace any certificate lost, destroyed, or mutilated may be issued subject to the rules of the board and upon payment of the required fee. So, huwag niyong mawala yung certification niya. Piyan na rin ninyo o napapalitan pag nawala. Okay. Renewal of license. Ito, narinig nyo. Section 29. The professional license shall serve as evidence that the licensee can lawfully practice his profession until the expiration of its validity. However, renewal of license can only be done upon payment of renewal fee corresponding to 3 consecutive years. Kaya hindi pwede gawing 5 years kasi nakalagay sa law, sa law na fee. Di ba tulad sa driver's license, yung bago na dito, kailangan pag-wait itong law para mag ilang years nagdagan. Section 30, vested rights, automatic registration of practicing mechanical engineers. All practicing mechanical engineers who are registered at the time, all practicing mechanical engineers who are registered at the time this act takes effect shall be automatically be registered. So, mga previous mechanical engineer na hindi pa registered, practicing na, pero yeah, automatic na sila. Section 30, coverage of temporary special permit. Ang galing foreigner. Mga foreigner to, temporary special permit para makapagtrabaho sila dito. So the following shall be required to secure a temporary special permit from the board subject to the approval by the commission. A. Mechanical engineers, installation, commission, or graduate engineers from other countries called in for consultation or for a specific design of installation project not requiring more than 3 months residence in the Philippines in a 12-month period or 1 year. Provided that such engineers are legally qualified to practice mechanical engineering in their own country or state in which the requirement and qualification for obtaining a certificate of registration are at least equal to or more than those specified in this act as certified by the board. Letter B, foreigners employed as technical officers, training officers, or consultants in such special branches of mechanical engineering who, in the judgment of the board, are necessary and advantageous for the country, particularly in the aspect of technology transfer, may be issued temporary permits, provided that such engagement have satisfied conditions as may be deemed necessary as follows. 1. The available. Non-availability of a mechanical engineer and or mechanic in the country who is competent, able, and willing at the time of engagement to perform the service for which the foreigner is designed for. Willing, Walang willing na gumawa sa atin. So yun. 2, the foreigner must have been in the prior employ of the engaging firm or its foreign business partner outside of the Philippines for a period of not less than 1 year immediately preceding the date of his engagement and involved sa company. 3, any particular or specific engagement shall not be in excess of 6 months but may be renewed once if necessary, except when such engagement is for newly established firm, in which case the period of engagement may be for a longer term, but not to exceed a total term of 2 years. Section 32, indication of license and professional tax receipt. The mechanical engineer shall be required to indicate his professional license number, the duration of validity, including professional tax receipt, on the document he signs, uses, or issues in connection with the practice of his profession. Kasi maligal yung pirma niya kung allowed yung mechanical engineer, so kailangan niya talaga PTR. O yung PTR, professional tax receipt. Pinukuha yan sa municipal. Article 4, practice of profession. So, section 33, field of action authorized for its category and provision. Yeah. It shall be unlawful for any person unless authorized under this act. So, mechanical engineer. A, should to be in responsible charge of the preparation of plans, designs, investigation, valuation, technical report, specifications, project studies, or estimates, or to be in performance of other professional mechanical engineering activities unless he is a duly licensed professional mechanical engineer. So, yan lang ang professional mechanical engineer lang. Next, to teach professional subject in mechanical engineering course unless he is a duly professional mechanical engineer or a master's degree or doctorate degree holder in mechanical engineering. But on the professional subjects, yan nga, ito, MLO, MLab 3, machine design, project study, power plant, industrial plant. Yeah. Letter C, to be in responsible charge of construction, erection, installation, alteration, or of the performance of a mechanical engineering service in connection with the manufacture, sale, supply, or distribution of any mechanical work, project, or plant, either for himself or for others, unless he is duly registered professional mechanical engineer or mechanical engineer. So, pwede kayo agad yan, pag-license na. So, ito naman, unlawful naman to operate, tend, or maintain, or be in charge of the supervision, tending, or maintenance of any mechanical work, projects, plant of 100 kilowatt or more, but not more than 300 kilowatt unless he is a duly licensed professional mechanical engineer, or certified non-mechanic. Yeah, 100 kilowatt to 300 kilowatt. Letter E, to operate, unlawful, depende siya mag-operate kung hindi siya, yeah, ito binanggit, professional mechanical engineer, certified non-mechanic. Okay? Next, unlawful to operate, tend, or maintain, or be in charge of operation, tending, or maintenance of any mechanical equipment, machinery, or process for any mechanical work, projects, or plants of 300 kilowatt or above, but not more than 2,000 kilowatt, unless he is a duly licensed professional mechanical engineer or mechanical engineer. Dalawa na lang. Letter F, unlawful to operate, tend, or maintain, or to be in charge of the operation, tending, or maintenance of any mechanical equipment, machinery, process of for any mechanical work, projects, or plants of over 2,000 kilowatt unless he is a duly licensed professional mechanical engineer. Section 34, personnel required in mechanical plant. So every mechanical work, project, or plant in operation shall have not less than the following complement of resident, licensed professional mechanical engineer, or certified plant mechanic. So every building mga project kailangan meron ito. So hindi naman na-implement. A, so 100 kilowatt or over but not more than 300 kilowatt, kailangan mo ng 1 certified plant mechanic or 1 mechanical engineer or 1 professional mechanical engineer. Provided that every mechanical work, project, or plant in this category operating in more than one shift every 24 hours shall have, in addition to the minimum personnel given required, dito, magdadagdag ka pa ng 1 certified plant mechanic or 1 mechanical engineer or 1 professional mechanical engineer in charge of each in every additional shift. Of each in every additional shift. Yan. So pag ano yan, 3 shifts ka, so 3 rin. Letter B, 300 kilowatt or over, but not more than 2,000 kilowatt, 1 mechanical engineer or 1 professional mechanical engineer. Dalawa. Provided that every mechanical work, project, or plant in this category operating in more than 1 shift every 24 hours shall have, in addition to the minimum personnel herein required, at least 1 mechanical engineer or 1 professional mechanical engineer in charge of each and every additional shift. Nadagdag ka pa ng 2 shifts, sabi tatlo na yung tao mo. As either mechanical engineer or professional mechanical engineer. Letter C, over 2,000 kilowatt. So, ang kailangan mo lang dito is 1 professional mechanical engineer. Provided that every mechanical work, project, or plant in this category operating in more than 1 shift every 24 hours shall have, in addition to the minimum personnel herein required, at least 1 professional mechanical engineer in charge of each and every additional shift. So, kailangan din ang 1 shift. 35, section 35. Preparation of plans and supervision of construction by licensed engineer required. Now, ito yan sa practice. So, minsan marami nakikialam na mga baguhan, pipirma, tapos pinabalik na nga sa tago. Sayang ang bayan. Okay? It shall be unlawful for any person to order or otherwise cause the fabrication, construction, erection, installation, or alteration of any mechanical equipment, machinery, or process for any mechanical works, project, or plans unless the design, plans, layout, or specification have been prepared by or under the responsible charge of and duly designed, signed, and sealed by professional mechanical engineers. So, hindi naman na-implement na masyado kasi maraming kayo na naayos na nila, nagkabit na, saka pagkahanap ng pirma, yan nagiging uso. So, dapat higpitan. Minsan, papapirma sa mechanical engineer na pinabalik naman ng kubo o building official. So, hindi nga pwede yun. Buti nga hindi pa kinakasuhan. So, likewise, proposal and quotation for the supply and publication of mechanical equipment, works, project plans, mechanical pollution abatement system, mechanical pipe protection system, pressurized pipe with a working pressure of not less than 70 kPa shall be duly signed and sealed by professional mechanical engineers. So, yan. Dito ako naka-encounter nito. Yung mga quotation nito, direct na sa client. Hindi naman pinapapirmahan ng mga building official. Hindi naman i-require. Dapat i-require to. Section 36, practice not allowed for firms in corporation. So the practice of mechanical engineering is a professional practice, admission to which shall be determined upon the basis of individuals' personal qualification. No firm, company, partnership, association, or corporation may be registered or licensed as such for the practice of mechanical engineering. Ito, kung mga kilala kayong nag-i-install ng mga aircon, pero wala silang engineer, mechanical engineer. Ano lang, yung mga engineer na civil, chemical, parang engineer, nagkumuha lang sila para tapos, hindi naman mechanical. So, hindi sila pwede mag-register. So, provided, however, that persons properly registered and licensed as mechanical engineers may form and obtain registration with the Security and Exchange Commission of a firm, partnership, or an association using the term mechanical engineers and or architect and mechanical engineers. But nobody shall be a member, partner, or associate unless he is a duly and licensed mechanical engineer. And the members who are mechanical engineers shall only render work and services proper for mechanical engineers as defined in this act. Posting of certificate. Yan. Marami pa rin violation. Violator dito. The owner, manager, or other person in charge of any mechanical works, projects, or plants of 100 kilowatt or more. Yan. Of a firm, co-partnership, corporation, or joint stock association shall post or cause to be posted in a conspicuous place, kitang-kita, within such plant of business, the original certificate of registration of the engineer or engineers and of the certified plant mechanic employed in such plant in a frame protected by transparent glass or its equivalent. So, bibigyan yung certificate nyo, lalagyan po posted. Dito sa 100 kilowatt or more. Pero pag 300 kilowatt naman, yung range na yun, so that is PME. 6, so 2,000 pala kilowatt or more. PME na ilalagay mo, hindi na mechanical engineer lang. Section 38, rosters of engineers and mechanics. A roster showing the names in place of business of all registered professional mechanical engineers and certified plant mechanics shall be prepared by the commission, which shall be made available to any interested parties upon formal written request. Foreign reciprocity, section 39, mag-abroad ka. No foreign mechanical engineer or mechanic shall be allowed to practice mechanical engineering or be given a certificate of registration or be entitled to any other privileges under this act unless he can prove in the manner provided by the rules of court or by the specific provisions of law or regulation that the country of which he is a subject or citizen in the spirit of reciprocity permits Filipino mechanical engineers and or mechanics to practice within its territorial limits in the same basis as the subject or citizens of such country or state. Okay. Kung may mga Pilipinong gumagawa sa kanyang bansa, so pwede rin sa pagtrabaho. Section 40. Enforcement of the Act by the officers of the law. The Professional Regulation Commission shall be the enforcement agency of the board. As such, the Commission shall implement the concerned provision of this Act, enforce its implementing rules and regulations as adopted by the board, conduct investigation and complaint including violation of the code of conduct of the profession, and prosecute when so warranted. It shall be the duty of all duly constituted as authorities to the officers of the law of the national government or any provincial, city, or municipal government or any political subdivision thereof to enforce the provision of this act to prosecute any person violating the same. Okay. Yeah. Section 41, qualification requirement. In a government or private institution where a position requires master's degree holder, a holder of professional mechanical engineer license shall be eligible for the positions required. Likewise, where a position requires professional mechanical engineer's license, a holder of master's or doctorate degree in mechanical engineering with a registered mechanical engineer's license shall be considered for the position. Position lang to, hindi yung practice. Vice versa siya. Kaya ngayon, may require, mas ipili ka na, require ka paki-master. Ewan. So, Article 5, penal and concluding provisions. Penalties. Section 42. In addition to the administrative sanction imposed under this Act, any person who violates any of the provisions of this Act and its rules and regulations shall, upon conviction, be penalized by a fine of not less than 50,000 pesos nor more than 200,000 pesos, or imprisonment of not less than 6 months nor more than 3 years, or both fine and imprisonment at the discretion of the court. Section 43, implementing rules and regulations. So the board shall formulate and issue the implementing rules and regulations to carry out the provision of this act. So meron to. hanapin nyo na lang sa internet yung implementing rules and regulations. Hindi na yun ang diniscuss ko kasi masyadong makapal na yun. O mahaba na. So ito lang natin yung law. Section 44, funding provision. Such sums as may be necessary to carry out provision of this act shall be included in General Appropriation Act of the year following its enactment into law and thereafter. So, ano na to? Pundo. Section 45, separability clause. If any section or portion of this act shall be declared unconstitutional or invalid, the same shall not invalidate all other sections or portion not affected by. Yan. Section 46, repealing clause. Yan. Commonwealth Act number 294, ito yung all law. As amended by Republic Act number 556, is hereby repealed, and all other laws, parts of law, other ordinances or regulations relative to the practice of mechanical engineering, which are inconsistent with the provision of this act, are hereby repealed or modified accordingly. So check nyo yung year nito, saka yung mga ordinances, so hindi na pag malayo na, hindi na effect yun. Na-repeal na yun ito. Section 47, transitory provision. A. Mechanical plant engineers possessing valid certificate of registration issued under Commonwealth Act number 294 with BSMA degree shall, after the approval of this act, register and be issued certificate as professional mechanical engineer to replace their original certificate of registration upon payment of the required fees. B. Faculty members currently teaching mechanical engineering professional subject and universities, so matagal na, shall not be allowed to continue teaching after 5 years from the approval of this act. So tagal lang na implement. Unless they are or have become professional mechanical engineers or at least registered mechanical engineers with a master's degree in mechanical engineering from duly recognized and accredited universities, colleges, institutes, or school. C. The present board shall continue to function in the interim until such time the new board shall be constituted. Section 48. So effectivity clause. This action shall take effect 15 days following its publication in the official gazette of a major daily newspaper of general circulation in the Philippines, whichever is earlier. Yan. Lahat naman ng law, 15 days siya, pause. Pagka-post doon, 15 days, so effective na. Effect na. Ngayon, meron pa rin pinopause kahit online, kikita mo, merong gazette newspaper ang pinopost nila kasi yun nakalagay sa batas. Hindi yung pinopost sa Facebook, hindi yung valid. Kailangan sa diaryo. Sabi, official gazette or the daily newspaper of general circulation. Pag nawala yung mga diaryo, so pagpapalit ito ng batas. So, okay. This is now the end of this topic.